One thing that I can see right now is the steps. As the Wildcats are coming down the steps, the kids are on the stairs more than they've been all season long, and it's great to see.
Great to see, and it really packs out that area, and it really makes those guys that are coming down the steps feel a lot special because, you know, it's kind of like passing on a legacy for the Wildcats. If you didn't get a chance to watch the thing that I believe it was WLT that did about 72 Steps to Glory, there was a really good piece on the 72 steps that Oak Ridge comes down every week. A little bit of South Doyle here for you guys listening to us. South Doyle really runs the ball well with Sean Gary, and that's really most of their offense. They run a lot with him. He's kind of a record-setting back for them, as well as he'll run some Wildcat. He'll throw some passes. I believe they do have a 1,800 or 1,900-yard passing quarterback, and a lot of that goes to Sean Gary as well. Defensively, their front six is really hard to beat. They're 3 linemen and 3 to 4 linebackers as well, as it looks like the Wildcats are coming onto the field, David.
And we're just moments away from the start of this playoff ball game, the Wildcats and the South Doyle Cherokees. The Cherokees, Clark Duncan, a pretty smart coach. He's never coached here. He said in all kinds of publications and on the news that he had always wanted to coach here, but he was smart. He did not bring his team down here to watch us come down the steps, and that's always an intimidating thing. So good job for Clark Duncan. Hopefully it won't matter. Tonight is the 14th all-time semifinal round game that Oak Ridge has participated in. As the captains are being introduced out on the field, Jackson Adams will be the captain for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has won the toss, has elected to defer to the second half. So the South Doyle Cherokees will get the ball first, and what can you say? What a crowd, James Branson.
What a crowd, and it's really cool about these semifinal games. You know, they happen on Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving, which is really cool for all of the former players that get to come back and see their families and then come to an Oak Ridge game as well. I know multiple people have reached out to you and say, hey, I'm going to be at the game tonight. It's a really cool environment anytime you get to play in it.
Some of the greatest players of all time, and Tommy Lorendine is here as well. So just kidding. Tommy's one of my best friends of my whole life, and he's in attendance here tonight along with Eric Menifee, who for years and years held the rushing record for most yards in a single ball game until Spencer Goldmeyer broke it. And I saw Spencer earlier, so he's in attendance.
He's in attendance, and I believe you even said Mike Underwood is in attendance. I know a bunch of the guys that I played with from 03 to 05. Tyler Carr's here. So it's a really cool environment and really good opportunity that gets happening to everybody gets to come back and see their alma mater.
We're gonna have a lot of television timeouts since this game is being televised on MyVLT. Last week, this young man, Sean Gary, took a kickoff 97 yards for a touchdown, and hopefully, I know we'll probably end up popping it up, and they'll probably get it at the 35 about every possession, but that's a lot better than going 97 yards. But like Coach Gaddis and his staff have been doing recently, they have been mixing it up quite a bit. As the Oak Ridge crowd comes to their feet, the South Doyle crowd comes to their feet. Tyler Dunham will be kicking it off. He'll be kicking as you look from the press box from left to right. And we're about to get underway. This semifinal round ball game, the winner to play either Henry County or Summit for the state championship. Ball is on the tee, and here it is. He kicks it deep. High kick is going to be fielded at the 10 to the 15. Coming off to the sideline, the Wildcats, boom, they knock him down right at the 20-yard line. So they'll take over. First down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, David, you mentioned that Oak Ridge usually pops it up, and what South Doyle has done as an adjustment on that play there, they put Sean Gary on the Oak Ridge sideline where Oak Ridge pops it up. So Tyler Dunham very smartly follows the direction of his kicking coach and kicks it away from Sean Gary, kicks it deep. That's why you saw that on that play.
And here we go, first down, 10 yards to go. Officially, the ball is at the 19-yard line. Gary is the lone running back. They'll come to the line, which is officially the 19-yard line. Wildcat defense looking at them over the line and then moving across the line by the Wildcats. And that's not a great start, a 5-yard step off against Oak Ridge.
Yeah, David, and not the way you want to start that drive there. Obviously, the Oak Ridge players are a little excited to be out there, a little excited to be in this environment and ready to go, which is something you like to see, but you don't want to jump off sides.
Nick Martin is the quarterback for the Cherokees. They're moving left to right here. Handoff goes to Gary. Gary tries to find a hole. He is hemmed in. He is dropped at the line of scrimmage. And you can hear the Oak Ridge crowd react there as they knock him down at the line.
Yeah, David, Gary's really quick outside, and one of the things that it seemed like Coach Miner worked on a lot this week is containing players. You got to be the contained player. If you're the contained player, you got to force everything back inside, including Gary.
Officially a loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up second down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 21-yard line. They split out 2 receivers to the right side of the quarterback and a slot man. Quarterback Martin will pass, dumps it in the flat. He throws it over to the sideline, and that pass is going to be incomplete. 11:16 to play. We're just underway. The Friday after Thanksgiving. You have to go all the way back to 2010 since we played a semifinal round game. That game was at Maryville. We have to go back 15 years since we played one here at Blankenship Field in the cold against the Riverdale Warriors.
Yeah, David, 05, that was a great game, and it really set the stage for the next week.
Third down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the Cherokee 21-yard line. Single receiver split to the right. Double tight end set. Quarterback hands it off to Gary. Hit at the line. Fumble on the play. Who's got it? They look at it. Take a long look at it. The Wildcats either way are going to get the ball because they'll have to punt it. And the Wildcats have it. Oak Ridge has the ball. Listen to the Oak Ridge crowd. Listen to that crowd. It's Oak Ridge football like we love it here at Blankenship Field.
Yeah, David, it was a really nice job there. As you saw, Jaden Elam, he was on the left side of the Oak Ridge line. Sean Gary took the handoff. Jaden Elam just hit the ball on an arm, and it fell out, and I believe that was Kai Hirsch there that fell on it. Really nice play by the Oak Ridge defense to set up the Oak Ridge offense, and great field position.
Ball is at the 19-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball, as they're moving towards Jackson Square, the quarterback for the Wildcats, Mitchell Gibbons, lone running back. Mitchell will pass, pumps, pressured, fires a pass complete in the flats, moves the ball to around the 15-yard line. Jonathan Stewart, who went over 1,000 yards in his career, is now 6th all-time on the receiving list. He picks up 5 on that one. They've told me that the flats are open because as soon as they come to the line, the safeties and the corners back up. That'll give Oak Ridge some short passing yardage.
Yeah, you're exactly right there, David, as the corner on that play was probably about 8 to 9 yards off. So easy, nice completion on a hitch route for Mitchell.
The Wildcats split 3 receivers to the far left. The Wildcats put Kendall in the backfield. Second down, 5 yards to go. The ball is at the South Doyle 15-yard line. Just underway. Mitchell, quick pass, caught. Moves the ball up the field, makes a cut to the side, moves the ball. Jabryce Taylor all the way for a 10-bank of Oak Ridge. First down, goal to go at the 2. Nice play, Jabryce Taylor. What speed that guy's got.
Really nice job there by Jabryce in good hands as we're going to have the next step here pretty quickly.
Here come the Wildcats to the line, first and go. Mitchell Gibbons, pitch out. Kendall Jackson slips and falls, goes down at the 5, loses 3. Kendall's had some trouble with his footwork in the last 2 or 3 ball games.
Yeah, it seems like he's been trying to make a couple cutbacks here and there, and it seems like he's slipped. But to go back to that previous play, David, the Wildcats had 3 receivers to one side. Jabryce was off the line of scrimmage. Just a little easy pitch and catch out to Jabryce. Great blocking by his fellow receivers out there.
Second down, goal to go for the Wildcats. The ball right at around the 3. Here comes Mitchell rolling, firing a pass, caught at the goal line. Is he in? Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Cole Adams takes it across. 9 minutes, 39 seconds to play here in the first half. 6-0 Wildcats.
Yeah, David, it's a really nice play there by Mitchell on a quick out to Cole Adams. Cole basically just ran the flat right down the line or down the goal line there and got in. And that's another first touchdown for Cole Adams. He scores a lot of first touchdowns. It makes me wonder if Coach Gass is a little superstitious about getting Cole to score first here.
Wildcats, Efren Rodriguez to attempt the extra point. The holder will be Hayden Tarwater. Kai Hirsch will be the long snapper. Play is halted. We have got a dead ball foul. Encroachment against the Cherokees. The Wildcats eventually will go for the extra point. 6-0 Oak Ridge, so the Wildcats take advantage of the turnover by South Doyle, something they have done throughout these playoffs.
Really did a good job at taking advantage there, and David, they only had to go about 25 yards for that first drive anyway. Very reminiscent of, I believe, Riverdale when 03 when they came up with the Oak Ridge. Go ahead.
Ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 9 minutes, 39 seconds to play. 7-0 Oak Ridge, and we'll be back to Blankenship Field following this 60-second timeout. The Wildcats getting ready to kick off. Let's go back to that turnover. The Wildcats kind of had stuffed them there. They had given them a 5-yard penalty to actually give them great field position, but then the Wildcats stuffed them, got the turnover, and the Wildcats took advantage of it. Took it in, no field goals. Coach Gaddis said you got to score touchdowns against good teams.
Got to score touchdowns against good teams, and the thing here is you score first, which is good because you were on defense first, and you're going to get to score first in the second half possibly too.
He kicks it off deep once again. It's going to go sailing all the way back to the 5, to the 10, straight up the gut, and here he comes, moving the ball forward and going to be dropped right at around the 25-yard line. So the Wildcats mixing it up a little bit with their kickoffs. You know, as I mentioned, Sean Gary had a 97-yarder last week for a touchdown, and, you know, he basically has said we got to try to keep the ball away from him, but we've kicked off deep, maybe just like you said earlier, away from him.
Yeah, David, Sean Gary, they're lining him up about the 25-yard line on the Oak Ridge sideline, assuming that Oak Ridge is going to be doing a pop-up kick. I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Gary went back deep. First
down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 20-yard line. Martin is the quarterback. 2 receivers to his right. 1 lone running back. That's Gary. Gary gets the call. Gary's hit at the line. Moves the ball forward. He is driving forward to around the 30-yard line. Like Coach Gaddis told me, he is powerful. He's not as big as Kendall, but he is just like Kendall. He drives his legs, and if you don't tackle him with multiple gray shirts, he's going to take it into the end zone.
Yeah, David, and a little bit of a change up there from the previous series. They ran Gary up the middle as opposed to the previous series. They were trying to get him out wide.
9 yards on the gain, 2nd down and a yard to go for the South Doyle Cherokees. 8:58 to play, 7-0 Oak Ridge. They want to pass. Pass is going to be incomplete. The Cherokee wanted a flag, not forthcoming. 3rd down and 1 yard to go. The winner to play for the state championship against Henry County or Summit. They're playing up in Paris, Tennessee tonight, so we will not have a final score unless we have a very long, extended post-game show, and we hope we do with a victorious Wildcat game. 3rd down, a yard to go. The ball is at the South Doyle Cherokee 30. Hand off to Gary. He's hit at the line. He's going to move the ball forward for a 1st down to the 45-yard line before he's tackled by Isaiah Boone. 7-0, the Wildcats in the lead. 2 old pros going at it here tonight on the coaching staff. Clark Duncan, the former Tennessee Vol football player, former Powell, took Powell to the state championship ball game back in 1991. And that was the same year Oak Ridge defeated Gallatin for the state championship. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Ball's at the 35-yard line of the Cherokees. They've got it, 1st down, 10 yards to go. Gary in the backfield. Martin is the quarterback. Receivers 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Martin wants to pass. Pressured, fires it deep, down the way. Pass is going to be almost intercepted. It was going to be out of bounds anyway. Preston Turner was on the coverage. What Coach Gaddis told me, the quarterback Martin likes to go deep, and number 7, their receiver, he's an outstanding receiver, and they were going to have Preston on him all night.
Yeah, David, it's going to be Preston on Preston. Preston Sisler versus Preston Turner, and our Preston won on that one. It looked like Preston Turner in that one was a little bit in man coverage.
2nd down, 10 yards to go once again for the Cherokees. Gary gets the handoff, tries to get wide. He is not going anywhere. Down he goes to the turf at Blankenship Field. It'll be 3rd down and long facing the South Doyle Cherokees.
Yeah, David, real nice job there by setting the edge. I believe that was Kai Hirsch over there to set the edge first. It seems like South Doyle kind of does what Greenville in 91 did with the Mud Turtle, and it looks like Oak Ridge is going to have to stack up Gary like that as well.
Loss of 2 on the play, 3rd down, 12 yards to go. The ball is at the Cherokee 32-yard line. 7:39 to play. Quarterback in trouble, sacked! He is sacked! Kai Hirsch drops him to Blankenship Field, and they'll be forced to punt.
What a great job there by Kai Hirsch, not losing his man and not getting caught up in the play there, the play fake. It was a fake to Gary, and they were trying to get a little flat route underneath, and Kai just kept coming. Man, Kai has stepped up in the playoffs. From the Ray County game on, he has been on fire.
They'll be punting from inside their own 10-yard line. 4th down, 22 yards to go. 7:05 to play. Here's the high snap. The punt is away. Low line drive, bouncing kick is going to go rolling dead and all the way down to the 42-yard line of the Wildcats, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Good field position for the Wildcats. Now let's see what the Wildcats can do with a longer field to drive. They had a short field to drive, picked up a touchdown. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, David, they're going to have to continue to eat up possessions, eat up time of possession. I think that's one thing that Oak Ridge has done a really good job of here in the playoffs. And the reason being is South Doyle has a huge offense or defensive line and a defensive front. So if you can get them tired and worn out, it's going to only benefit the offense more.
Brandon Hayward split to the left side along with Preston Turner. The Wildcats have Jabrice and one other receiver to the right. That is Jonathan Stewart. Pass, quick pass, caught. No, it's dropped. Brandon had it. I think he might have heard footsteps there because there was two white shirts wearing Cherokee jerseys, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, David, just a little bit of a hitch route there that Brandon wasn't able to come up with. But those throws seem like they're going to be there all night. You know, you can't get tired of taking 5- and 6-yard routes because if you take 5- and 6-yard routes and every 2 plays is a first down, so you just got to keep the chains moving. Don't get out of your what you do.
Kendall Jackson in the backfield along with Oak Ridge's Mitchell Gibbons. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. They show a blitz. Kendall gets the handoff and doesn't get far. He moves the ball maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Might have been a yard beyond. It'll be 3rd down facing the Wildcats. 6 minutes, 37 seconds to play first quarter. The Wildcats in the lead, 7-0. First ever meeting, believe it or not, between these two schools. Oak Ridge has played South. Oak Ridge has played Doyle, but they have never played the combined South Doyle.
Yeah, David, you said 2 old veterans, Clark Duncan and Coach Gaddis, going at it, connected by the new principal at Oak Ridge High School, Garfield Adams.
3rd down, 8 yards to go for the Wild. Quarterback Mitchell Gibbons sends Preston Turner in motion. He's going to pass. Now he's going to run. He's not going to get a first down. He's going to go down, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt. You know, last week Mitchell ran the ball extremely well. As one of the Cherokees a little slow to get up. Let's see if we have an injury timeout now. He'll be okay. What I was going to say was that Mitchell ran the ball extremely well. This is a very quick team. It'll be hard to run as Oak Ridge will send the punt team in. It'll be for the Wildcats, Preston Turner, and once again Jacob Bervin to punt. I would doubt that Preston wants to kind of incur the wrath of the coaching staff. They've got everybody on the line, though. See if they try to block it. It's a high snap. Jacob's going to punt it. Gets a high kick. It's a fair catch signal for and made up the field at around the 23-yard line, and that is where the Cherokees will take over. 1st down and 10 yards to go.
Yeah, David, just a nice punt there by Jacob Bervin, who's really done a great job for the Wildcats all season. He gets a lot of hang time, which allows for little to no return just about every time that he's out there. As I think you were kind of alluding to, you don't want Preston to run it there. It's a little too early in the game for that.
7-0 Oak Ridge, 5:19 to play in the first quarter. The winner plays for the state championship next Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time at Tennessee Tech University. Here come the Cherokees back out on the field offensively. The Wildcat defense has looked stout in the first 2 drives. Let's see what they can do here. Gary in the backfield along with one other back. Martin is the quarterback, rolls to his left, wants to run. He's not going down anywhere but down as the Wildcats, number 38, Jacob Bervin, grabs him and drops him. Nice play again by Jacob. The Wildcats, we've been talking about this all week. Their offensive and defensive lines, the Cherokees, are really, really, really stout. The Wildcats are going to have to really work hard on every down. It's a loss of 4 on the previous play, 2nd and 14.
Really nice job there by the Wildcat defense, who it seems like they're not playing with much of a safety, but both of them are kind of walked up like linebackers right now.
One receiver to the right. Here comes the Wildcats, stopping the quarterback running through there as he hands it off to Barry up to around the 23-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down, and he almost got through there. There's a flag on the play right at the end. Let's see if we either have, I thought we had a flag. I guess not. I saw something lying on the turf. I think it's the center's yellow shoes, perhaps. Gain of 4, 3rd down, 10 yards to go, 4:17 to play. Let's see if the Wildcats can hold them once again. Great turnout of fans here, Blankenship Field for this semifinal round game. Martin wants to pass. No, he wants to run. He is hit, and down he goes. Once again, Gary at the Wildcat position, and it'll be 4th down, and the Wildcat defense once again stops.
Yeah, David, there are a couple of plays that they did. On the first play, they just tried to run it out wide, get 2 blockers for Gary. That didn't work. Clearly, that's not going to work tonight too well for Gary and for South Doyle to get outside. The other 2 plays were up the middle to try to test the Wildcats, and both the linebackers and safeties were there to stop them.
Preston Turner standing back at around his own 40-yard line. They'll be punting 4th and 6. Good snap. Punt is away. High kick. Fair catch signal for by Preston right at around the 45-yard line. I tell you, last week, if you remember the punt play where Preston called for the fair catch and he didn't have much room, I thought with my own eyes that night, and actually looking at the tape, it looked like that it hit Jonathan Stewart in the back. It did. After it glanced off the shoulder of a West High Rebel. Should have been our ball at that point.
Yeah, David, and there was a lot of calls in that game. Obviously, they didn't go the way that we wanted, especially with the helmet being ripped off last week as well.
1st and 10 Wildcats at the Wildcat 44-yard line. 3.5 minutes to play first quarter. 7-0 is our score. The Wildcats lead. Oak Ridge 3 receivers split to the left. Tight coverage on the 3 receivers. They show blitz. Coach Wyatt signals in the play to Mitchell Gibbons. The Wildcat quarterback's going to pass. Quick pass is caught. And trying to break a tackle, that'll be Jonathan Stewart moving the ball to around midfield. It's a gain on the play, a positive gain. They tried to do that on the opposite side with Brandon Hayward on the last series. It is a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4 yards to go.
Yeah, David, and again, like we said, their corners are just playing soft coverage, and they're waiting till the receivers get to them. On that play, Jonathan Stewart just broke his route off a little short and was able to pick up an easy catch there for a 6-yard gain.
2nd down, 4 yards to go for the Wildcats. The ball right at the 50-yard line. Mitchell, high snap, quick pass, caught. Jabryce Taylor breaks a tackle. He's at the 45, has a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. He's driving into Cherokee territory. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go.
Really nice job there by Mitchell using his weapons and using Jabryce and getting Jabryce out into the open space there, as I believe that was Cole Adams and Brandon Hayward out there blocking for him, doing a nice job on the edge, setting up that long gain and getting Oak Ridge into Cherokee territory.
At the 40-yard line, where it'll be first down, 10 yards to go. 2 minutes, 46 seconds to play. We're in the first quarter in a 7-0 ball game. 3 wide receivers to the right. The Wildcats have Kendall Jackson in the backfield. Mitchell's going to pass again, rolls, fires a pass a little high. It is going to be incomplete. I thought for a moment it might be picked off by the Cherokee, but it was intended for Jabryce, a little bit high, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, David, as Jabryce was out there, I think it just floated a little bit like you said, and unfortunately in Jabryce trying to go up and get it, he kind of tipped it almost in enough time for Lex Scott, number 37 of South Doyle, to almost come up with an interception.
2nd down, 10 yards to go at the Cherokee 40-yard line. Kendall Jackson lining up in the backfield, something that we didn't do much of last week at all, as you might recall. 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Mitchell will fire a pass. It's caught. Nice block out there. There's Jabryce. Jabryce up the Oak Ridge sideline, scoots out of bounds. Officially, they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 29-yard line. And that's a fine gain. And guess what, James Branson? That is a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Jabryce Taylor getting a lot of yards here early in the game for Mitchell Gibbons, which could be a big night for Mitchell Gibbons. He's got a record out there that he can still get to as well. But nice job at just getting Jabryce out in space and picking up first down.
Ball is at the Cherokee 28-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 7-0 Oak Ridge. 2 minutes, 36 seconds to play. We're in the first quarter. Kendall Jackson trying to get outside, gets a block. He does get outside. Kendall Jackson moves the ball to the 20-yard line, gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play. Kendall got a block out there, I think from Jabryce, I believe it was, sprung him for a little extra yardage, and it'll be for the Wildcats. 2nd down, and let's see, as I look at it, they move the ball 2nd down to the 21-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 3 yards to go.
Really nice job there by Kendall and just kind of stepping out of an arm tackle. One guy, and you can't tackle Kendall like that. One guy tried to swipe Kendall's legs and trip him up. He just didn't do it, and Kendall got an easy 7.
2nd down, 3 yards to go. As I mentioned, at the Cherokee 21-yard line, Oak Ridge dominating the time of possession here. In the first quarter, they lead at 7-0. Mitchell fires a pass, slant pattern. It's complete. Big Cole's got the catch at around the 15-yard line, driven down hard by the Cherokees, number 23. Fine play. Another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Really nice job here by Oak Ridge, switching up inside, outside, passing inside, outside, running inside, outside. Nice job by them. And also, like you said, eating up possession time, getting South Doyle's linemen tired, and getting your defense some rest.
Minute 27 and counting. The ball is at the South Doyle 14-yard line where it is first down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge wearing their all gray pants, gray jerseys, white numerals. The Cherokees wearing their blue football pants, white jerseys, blue numerals. Here come the Wildcats to the line. First down, 10 yards to go, heading towards Jackson Square. Mitchell Gibbons rolls, looks to run. He's got plenty of running room, but is he going to throw it? He is in the end zone. Incomplete. Kind of surprised Mitchell just didn't take off and run. He wouldn't have gotten a whole lot. Looked into the end zone, and I think intending it for Cole. He back into the end zone at the pylon. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and I think Coach Gaddis is on the sideline there telling Mitchell the same thing. But, Mitchell very wisely, if he didn't run it, he was going to put it in a position, we say this a lot, where either his guy was going to get it or nobody, and it's just out of that reach of Cole Adams, so nobody else could get it as well.
7-0 Oak Ridge, exactly 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. The Wildcats have it at the Cherokee 14-yard line. Packed house here, Blankenship Field. Social distancing here for this semifinal round game. Mitchell pitches it to Kendall. Kendall has no place to go. Reverses field and loses big yardage. Shouldn't have done that. He's dropped at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, David, as Oak Ridge went with what you would call either a close or a bunch set there, where they brought their 3 receivers, including Jabryce, and I think Cole Adams was out there, maybe Jonathan Stewart as well. They brought him in close to the line to try to get Kendall outside on a toss. Not able to do it there, but Oak Ridge has got to come up with this 3rd and long.
3rd and 16 at the 20-yard line. The Wildcats, of course, Efren last week hit a 40-yard field goal, but we need touchdowns here. 23 seconds to play. Wildcats have it. 3rd down, 16 yards to go at the Cherokee 20-yard line. Lone running back is Kendall Jackson. Lots of pressure. Mitchell steps up and runs. Gets the ball back to the 18-yard line where it'll be 4th down. The Wildcats will be forced to kick that field goal. Efren Rodriguez will come to the line, but they'll have to do it in the second quarter. 7-0 is our score. The Wildcats lead. The South Doyle Cherokees will be back with the second quarter following this 2-minute timeout. Wildcats will attempt this field goal. Let's see, Ephraim will put it down at the 25-yard line, making this a 35-yard kick. He's had a couple of those this year. He's had a 36 and a 40-yard field goal here. Hayden Tarwater will be the holder. They're going to officially put it at the 34. Hayden will hold it. Kai will snap it. Hopefully Ephraim will split the uprights here. Wildcats on top, 7-0. Here's the hold. The kick's blocked. They block it and pick it up at the end zone. Great coverage and a great block by the South Doyle Cherokees, and their offense will come onto the field, and hopefully that won't get them any momentum.
Yeah, David, and I think it was number 27 for them that came off the edge there and came flying in. He really gained some speed off that corner there off of the right side of Efren Rodriguez. But, the South Doyle Cherokees are going to start with the ball on the 20-yard line. So you don't come up with points, but you back South Doyle up once again.
Here come the Cherokees once again onto the field. First down, 10 yards to go. 7-0 Oak Ridge. 2 receivers split to the left. The Wildcats looking at Gary once again. In the Wildcat, nope, it'll be back in the Wildcat once again. And he's going to take the handoff, move the ball forward, lowers his head, and is going to be driven back at the 25-yard line, but not before, obviously, he picks up about 5 yards. And one of the Cherokees loses their helmet, and then he's going to have to come out of the game. And I believe that is number 21. Sean Gary will have to come out.
It is Sean Gary that'll have to come out, and they'll have to spend one play without him, but I'm sure he'll be in right next play.
Second down, 4 yards to go. They'll have 2 receivers. Martin back in at quarterback once again. New running back in there with him. Martin threw for 1,900 yards leading into this ball game. He's going to hand it to that back, and he's got a big hole. And he picks up a first down as he moves the ball across the 30 up to around the 31-yard line. 7-0 Oak Ridge, 11:09 to play second quarter. The winner to play for the state championship next Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time at Tennessee Tech University. Gary's back in the ball game. He'll be the running back, will not be in the Wildcat. They'll split out Sisler, splitting out to the right, Preston Turner on him. They have a single man here to the left once again. Tight formation here. First down, 10 yards to go. Quarterback hands it to Gary, and Gary is going to be dropped after a gain of about a yard or 2, maybe even possibly 3. Might have gotten up to the 33-yard line. before the Wildcats. Kai Hirsch makes the stop for the Wildcats. It'll be second down, and we'll call it a long 6 to go for a first. They're going quickly here. 10:25 to play second period. 7-0 Oak Ridge. Martin is the quarterback. Sean Gary, the running back, to his right. They're moving towards Jackson Square as we play in the second quarter. Little quick pass is going to be caught. Breaks a tackle. He made the catch and then did a little spin move around our defender and picks up a first down.
Yeah, David, it's just a little hitch route out there into the flats as our defender wasn't able to get him tackled there, and he picked up a first down, as you said. As one of the things that South Doyle likes to do right before the play is they like to flip which side Gary is on to flip the strength of the call to force teams to adjust, and Oak Ridge has done that really well so far tonight.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is now right at the 45-yard line. We're in the second quarter. Gary gets the handoff. He slithers through there, and the Wildcats drop him, but not before he gets in Oak Ridge territory at the 45-yard line, trying to find a little bit of a rhythm, and he's getting a little bit of a rhythm, just slithered through. He's fast. He hit the hole hard, and the Wildcats fortunately got him down.
Yeah, David, and he kind of twisted his way through that hole right there, which is a really tight one, and almost kept going. And I'm not sure if there was anybody back there that could have stopped him for Oak Ridge. Even Jacob Urban, I'm not really sure, could chase him down.
Coach Gaddis says if he gets you through there, he's gone. As they come to the line, first down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. 7-0 Oak Ridge. Gary lines up on the right side of the quarterback this time. They're going to pass. A little quick pass is caught. This time Matthew Swigert is there to make the stop immediately. Not much of a gain, if any, as they make the catch right at around the 45-yard line. I believe at most it's a yard, maybe two. We'll call it second down, 8 yards to go.
Yeah, really nice job by Matthew Swigert of kind of correcting his mistake on that previous pass play to his direction. So it'll be interesting to see how South Doyle comes out and adjusts now that Matthew's correct that issue.
Second down, we'll call it 7 yards to go. Single coverage on Slisler, splitting out to the far right, single man to the left. Once again, handoff goes to Gary, and he moves the ball forward. Positive gain. Offensive line starting to get some big holes opening up there. It'll be for the Cherokees, third down, and we'll call it a yard to go for a first. It's really closer to a half a yard. They're going fast here. The Wildcats in the lead, 7-0, 8:35 to play, second quarter. The winner to play for the state championship. Movement across the line. Oak Ridge jumped across the line, no flags. Third down, 1 yard to go. Martin, a quarterback. This time standing behind him is Sean Gary, and he moves the ball forward, breaks a tackle, and then the Wildcats, Jonathan Stewart makes the stop. They had him right at the line, but he is elusive, and he picks up a first down.
Yeah, David, and he keeps those legs driving. And one of the things that makes it difficult for Oak Ridge defense, they've kind of brought their safeties up and playing man coverage on the receivers outside. So they brought their safeties up to help with Gary, which if he breaks it, there's nobody back behind those safeties.
8 minutes to play in the first half, 7-0 Oak Ridge, but they're on the march here. They've moved the ball to the 29-yard line. They want to pass. Quarterback's in a lot of trouble. Looks to pass. He is in trouble. He is going to be sacked finally. Boy, he was elusive. He scrambled around there. 2 or 3 different people had the opportunity. Jackson Adams finally is the guy to bring him down. Must have had good coverage down the field. It's a loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, David, I think they were trying to do a little hitch route, like fake the hitch route to the other, the South Doyle side and get Oak Ridge to bite on something. But as you said, the coverage was really good, and Oak Ridge didn't bite on anything and ended up getting a sack there on the quarterback.
Second down, 12 yards to go. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 32-yard line. Gary now on the left of the quarterback here. And he gets the direct snap, and he moves the ball forward, but not far because he is dropped at the line, pretty close to the line anyway, as one of the Wildcats a little slow to get up. I believe it was Jonathan Stewart who makes the play. It'll be third down facing the South Doyle Cherokees. Third down, 7 yards to go at the Oak Ridge 28-yard line.
Yeah, David, on that play, they just snapped it directly to Sean Gary there and tried to get him off to the left side as they basically had everybody else off to the right side. Really nice block there by South Doyle's tight end.
I think it's 4 down territory here for the Cherokees. They have it at the 28, third down, officially 9 yards to go. Wildcat crowd making a lot of noise. See what they elect to do. Gary gets the direct snap. Now he's going to throw it. Now he's trying to run it. He's hemmed in. He's going down. Big time loss for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. He was going to throw it. The Wildcats had great coverage down the field. Big loss.
Again, our Preston comes up with the better coverage there on Sisler for South Doyle. Oak Ridge had repped that all week in practice to make sure that you don't get sucked up on the run. They're going to put him in Wildcat and they're going to try to run it, but they're also going to try to throw it. And Preston did his job there, Preston Turner that is, and didn't come off his coverage, and obviously Gary had nowhere to go.
4th down, 14 yards to go, and they'll go for a very long field goal, and he can hit them. This will be a 50-yarder from the right hash. Coach Gaddis says he's good from 50 or 55. They'll go for a 50-yarder here. And let's see. Here's the snap. There's movement. And whistle blew, and the Wildcats got in there, but a play was stopped. I don't know if it was a timeout, a penalty. Either way, it's a dead ball foul. It'll be a penalty against the South Doyle Cherokees, and that might have just taken him out field goal range, and the Wildcats have forced yet another punt. 5:28 to play. First 7-0 Oak Ridge.
Yeah, David, and I'm not sure it would have mattered on that play anyway because it looks like our guys were coming hard off the edge, what Coach Miner had taught his guys all week to do as the punter is now in. He's going to hopefully kick it through the end zone.
Preston Turner standing back at the 10. High snap, no pressure. High kick, short. Fair catch is signaled for and made by Preston. Terrible field position. We're used to that in the playoffs, though. We had that one ball game where we had no field position. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats, 5:12 to play here in this second quarter. The Wildcats are down up 7-0.
Yeah, and one of the things that's positive about this as well is that the Wildcats have shown that they can go on long drives, as it appears that we might have some type of timeout here, David.
Why don't we take it with them? 7-0 Oak Ridge. We're in the second quarter. This semifinal round ball game. We'll be back to Blankenship Field following this 2-minute timeout. Welcome back to Blankenship Field here. 5:12 to play in the first half. The Wildcats in the lead, 7-0. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10. The ball is at their own 11-yard line. It'll be Mitchell Gibbons, 1st and 10. Hands it off Kendall Jackson. Kendall not finding a whole lot of room, spinning his way forward for a gain, but not much of a gain, up to around the 15-yard line where it'll be 2nd down facing the Wildcats and 6 yards to go. Kendall's finding it slow going.
Yeah, he's finding it slow and going, but keep him being patient, Kendall, because eventually those small runs are going to turn into bigger runs, especially if we continue to get on long drives here. Oak Ridge really needs a long drive to take this into half and end with a score.
Officially only a gain of 2. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. The ball is at the 13-yard line of the Wildcats. Oak Ridge moving away from Jackson Square, leading 7-0. 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Mitchell going to get a quick pass. Nice catch. Pass is caught. The Wildcats moving the ball up the field and breaking a tackle. Moving the ball up the field to the 30-yard line where it is 1st down, 10 yards to go. Hey, Jalen Hayward on the catch there. 4:19 to play. That's a big-time play.
Really nice play there by Jalen. And again, South Doyle has not defended the trip side. And on the trip side there, when you have 3 receivers, there's one receiver out there that they're just throwing a little screen pass to, and the other 2 receivers are doing a great job of blocking. And South Doyle's not getting to them for at least 10 to 15 yards.
4 minutes to play in the first half. 1st down, 10 yards to go. We'll have the Haste halftime report at halftime of this one as the Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line, leading 7-0 over the South Doyle Cherokees. Mitchell to pass. Quick pass is, incomplete. Man, that could have been intercepted. I think it was intended for Brandon Hayward. Must have gotten a little pressure there because he was really off target there.
Yeah, it was either a little bit of pressure there. I thought it looked pretty good in the pocket, or a miscommunication between receiver and quarterback. But either way, the Wildcats live to play another down, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Probably need to pick up at least 5 here to put yourself in a good situation on 3rd down.
Let's look for the slant play right here. They might just do a little handoff here as Kendall is in the only person in the backfield. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. 3:46 to play first half. Ball's at the 31. Quick pass is low but caught, or is it? It's going to be off the ground. They're going to say incomplete pass. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 yards to go. So the Wildcats, Preston Turner was the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down, 10 yards to go. So Wildcats need to pick up 10 in a first down. You don't want to give the Cherokees the ball back. Oak Ridge will get the ball first in the second half, but a big first down is really, really important right here.
Yeah, David, you don't want to give them an opportunity to score and then go into halftime with momentum. You want to pick this up and continue this drive and pick up points of your own.
Third down, 10 yards to go, 3 minutes, 42 seconds to play second quarter. Lone running back, Kendall Jackson. Mitchell Gibbons is the quarterback, and play is halted, and we might have a timeout. Might have a penalty. It is a flag on the play. Didn't see any movement, but they're looking towards the Wildcats, and they're going to step a 5-yard penalty off against the Wildcats. Didn't see it, honestly.
I think it may be a delayed game here or a false start. They end up saying that it was the line judge on the Oak Ridge sideline that made the call right there next to Coach Gaddis, and clearly he was not happy about it.
These officials are from McMinn County, Tennessee. Third down, 15 yards to go. The ball is at the 26-yard line. 3:42 to play first half, 7-0 Oak Ridge. Mitchell, high snap, hands it Kendall Jackson, buried in the backfield. Loses all the way back to the 15-yard line. There was no place for him to go, and there's been no place for Kendall to go all night.
No, David, and it looked like the Wildcats were going to run it to the three-receiver side there, which would have been the strength call for South Doyle, so they ran right into the strength call. I believe there's only one or two other defenders on the opposite side. If Kendall we'd been able to run a counter there, Kendall might have gotten a couple more yards.
Jacob needs to get a good punt off here. 3:10 to play, fourth down. It's 20 yards to go after the big loss, back at the 22-yard line. Here's the snap. The punt is away. It's short, but it's going to take a nice wobble and take a great Oak Ridge bounce. It's going to roll all the way down to the 32-yard line. So Wildcats back on defense here, leading by one score. 7-0 our score, the winner to play for the state championship next week.
Really nice job there by Preston, and one of the things that Preston always does is he kind of looks just to see where he's at, and if he has the ability to go off and run there. Obviously, you don't want Preston running in 3rd and 8 or 4th and 18 in that scenario, but nice job by Preston. Good coverage by the punt team to pin them as far back as you could.
Got to keep your eye on Sean Gary. They have 3 receivers split to the right. It's first down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 32-yard line. Martin is the quarterback. 3 receivers to the right, including their big-time guy, Sisler. Here comes Gary, dropped right at the line. J.K. Morgan. Flags come in. They better not call a face mask there. Burvin was there, too. The Wildcats hit him right at the line.
It's going to be holding on South Doyle, as it was J.K. Morgan came slashing through the line there and got to Gary really quick, so there was no way it was going to be a face mask. He hit him right in the chest, but obviously they had to hold somebody on the Oak Ridge defensive line there, and it's going to put South Doyle in bad position. It looks like maybe 1st and 20 here.
You can hear Johnny Bergen with his cowbell up in the stand, up in the woods back on the other side of the field there. 2:47 to play, first down, 21 yards to go. Ball is at the 21-yard line. Once again, Martin, receivers, one to his right, one to his left. Martin to pass, pressured, goes deep. There's Preston Turner. Ball is going to be picked off by Preston Turner, I believe. Preston Turner, does he have it? No, they've got it. Dual possession at the 45-yard line. Wow. Looked like Preston came up with it, but they're going to say the Cherokees did. That pass was up for grabs, and I thought Preston came down with it.
Yeah, it looked like Preston came down with it as well. And, credit both guys because both of them went up at the high point and knew they had to fight over it in order to come down with it. And that was honestly the scenario. You want South Doyle and you want them backed up deep like that.
Yards to go in Oak Ridge territory now at the 44-yard line. Gary gets the handoff but doesn't go far. He is going to be driven back at the line of scrimmage. Wildcats doing a good job on him. We're down to 2:10 to play in the first half. Remember, field goal range for them is about 50 yards, and they'll try it from 60 perhaps if it comes down to it. The Wildcats just need to keep them right where they are. 1:59 to play, second down, 8 yards to go. Cole Adams on the last stop.
Really nice job there by Cole Adams and the defense flowing and really sewing up that inside run game there as it looks like Gary is in at the Wildcat position.
Directly behind the center, standing back at around the 50-yard line, second down, 8 yards to go. Movement, Gary's going to run it. Boom! Big stick, he is blasted at the 45-yard line. Gary, no place to go. 90 seconds to play, third down and they lost a couple yards on the play.
Yeah, David, and you know that Coach Miner does a really good job of stopping, especially run games, and especially two running backs in the backfield, which they had there. South Doyle did, and Gary and number 28. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head.
Minute 12 to play, third down, 9 yards to go. Let's see what they elect to do here. Minute 6 to play. They're taking a lot of time getting the play going. We're down to a minute to play in the first half, 7-0 Oak Ridge. Once again, Martin at quarterback. Back to pass, cranks it deep. There's the man, but it's overthrown, incomplete. It's fourth down. 52 seconds to play, and they'll have to punt. So the Wildcat defense stops them once again. I don't believe they would go for it right here. It's at the 43-yard line. If they don't make it, the Wildcats get it. Now here comes Clark Duncan's punt team into the ballgame. I thought the guy's been coaching a long time and wouldn't risk that. They'll be punting the ball away.
Yeah, David, you're absolutely right, and especially with Oak Ridge under just a minute and having all three of their timeouts. So Oak Ridge, if they choose to do so, could try to put a drive together here, short completions to get upfield, maybe get some points.
I doubt they'll do that. I think they'll be content to head to the dressing room. I doubt Preston will even try to catch this one right here as it's fourth down and 9 yards to go. Low snap. Punt is partially rejected. It's going to go take a bounce out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. I think the Wildcats got in there pretty good with Jacob Burvin and one other player. Might have been partially blocked. He still got a pretty decent punt off, and now with this field position, you might take a shot here with 44 seconds to play. I thought maybe he was going to end up inside the 10-yard line here. It's going to be officially at the 17.
Yeah, David, and I think what I was talking about here is maybe, what's really worked for the Wildcats is those little screens to the three-receiver side. So if Oak Ridge can get maybe a few chunk plays of those, maybe a few 10, 15 yards of those, it puts them in good position, maybe take some shots toward the end of half.
Just don't want to turn the ball over down here. 17 seconds to play. First down, 10 yards to go. 44.5 seconds to play in the first half. 7-0 Oak Ridge in the lead. Mitchell Gibbons under center. Hands it off. Kendall Jackson. Kendall Jackson moves the ball forward, slithers his way to around the 25-yard line. 35 seconds to play. And the Wildcats are letting the clock tick. I think maybe if he had broken a big long one, they might have taken a timeout. But he almost did, actually. He had found the biggest hole he's found tonight as we're down to 22 seconds and counting in the first half. And let's see if the Wildcats even elect to take another play. Down to 15 seconds. Looks like the Wildcats are going to start heading back up the steps to the dressing room on top of the hill here at Blankenship Field. We're in one half of football. After this halftime, one of these two teams will be heading to the state championship ball game. The Wildcats in an uncomfortable 7-0 lead here.
Yeah, David, it's a really good first half here for the Wildcats, especially the start that you had. You only had to go about 20, 25 yards to get into the end zone. The Wildcats have proven that they've been able to move the football. Just got to be able to come up with points here in the second half. Good news is, though, they will start with the football in the second half.
As we're about to get underway here in the second half, the Wildcats will be receiving. Let's see if they try a little trickery here with an onside kick. I wouldn't think they would. In a defensive struggle like this, I think it's field position is the name of the game here. And these two old coaches, they know a lot about that. So it'll be the Wildcats dropping back to receive the kick.
Yeah, David, and you hope that the Wildcats maybe get a shot at a return here, but if you got a kicker, as we've talked about, that can put it in the end zone and you don't have to worry about a return, that's all the better for your defense to put the other offense at their own 20-yard line.
They'll be kicking from left to right here as you look down from the home side. And here's the kickoff of the second half. He hits it well, hits it deep. It's going to go angling and into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So, as predicted, the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. The good news is, and I don't want to jinx anybody, but penalties have not been a factor really at all in the game. The one turnover has been a factor, though.
The one turnover for South Doyle, not for Oak Ridge, for South Doyle. Oak Ridge was able to capitalize on that and, go on and get that first score of the game. Hopefully Oak Ridge can continue a long drive here and get the first score of the second half.
And the Wildcat offense is on the field. The center is Ethan Hewitt. The Wildcats, first down, 10 yards to go. We'll set the rest of the line here in a second. Basically the same play. 5 wides once again, just like last week. Mitchell Gibbons will pass. Quick pass is caught, but there's not much there. They move the ball maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Preston Turner there on the reception as he was not able to pick up any yards there on that quick screen pass, David.
Surprised they really haven't tried to even go down the field much tonight.
No, they haven't, and I think that's mainly because South Doyle, their corners, they like to play off, so they protect anything deep, and they'll let you have just about anything underneath. And that's what the Wildcats have to be patient with, continue to take those little 5- and 6-yard plays.
Loss of 2 on the play. Second down, 12 yards to go. Ball is at the 18-yard line. The Wildcats, 3 receivers split to the right. The Wildcats have 1 lone man to the left. Kendall Jackson is one of those receivers. The Wildcats have it. Once again, second down, 12 yards to go. 11:15 to play third quarter, 7-0 Oak Ridge. Mitchell rolls to his right, looks, fires a pass. It's going to be caught, breaks a tackle, moves the ball forward to the 30, and I believe that's enough for a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. Nice catch.
Yeah, David, is a little bit of a, not a pick, but what happened there is Preston was the furthest inside receiver. He was the third receiver in. He ran a little out route there. The second receiver in ran a slant route, so allowed Preston to pick up some easy yards there and get close to a first down.
Yeah, the McMinn County ref spotted him a yard short. It'll be for the Wildcats. Third down. The ball's at the 29-yard line. Mitchell still from the shotgun. The Wildcats need 1 for a first down. In motion, movement across the line, and
looks like it should be offsides on South Doyle. I believe number 99 came across early as most of the South Doyle defense is already backing up.
So that is a first down for the Wildcats. A 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down the hard way for South Doyle. 1st and 10, Wildcats on the 5-yard step off. 7-0 is our score. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the Cherokees of South Doyle. The two teams have never played. The offensive line for the Wildcats tonight: Robert Hill, Ethan Hewitt, Jackson Adams, Michael Walker, Kason Staggs. First down, 10 yards to go. The Wildcats, 5 wides once again. Another high snap. A little quick pass is going to be caught. Makes a nice move. Here comes Oak Ridge down the field, moving the ball to midfield. The Wildcats, first down, 10 yards to go. Preston Turner on the catch.
Really nice job there by senior Preston Turner, making a nice catch and cutting under his blocking there. Kason Staggs was coming in from his guard position there, and Preston just cut right under him, which allowed him to spring him for a long run there and get up close to, I believe it's right at midfield, David.
Right at the 50-yard line, the Wildcats heading away from Jackson Square here. 9:44 to play third quarter, leading South Doyle 7-0. Here comes Jonathan Stewart splitting out to the far right along with Kendall Jackson. 3 receivers split to the left. Wildcat quarterback is Mitchell Gibbons. Ethan Hewitt snaps it. Mitchell runs it, looks to run, throws it, fires a pass. Jonathan Stewart's got it at the 41-yard line. I thought Mitchell was going to run. He saw, I believe, Jabrice, or was it Jonathan? Either one of the Wildcats makes the catch for a 9-yard pickup.
Really nice job there by Mitchell to step outside of an arm tackle there, and a really nice job, I believe, is by Michael Walker there, not to get a holding call on number 33, the South Doyle defensive end, and even a better job there by Jonathan Stewart just sitting down with nobody covering him, getting an easy 9 yards on first down.
Ball is at the 41-yard line of the Cherokees. Mitchell Gibbons, 5 wides once again, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Second down and a yard to go. Low snap, quick pass, incomplete. Batted it down at the line of scrimmage. Little slant, I guess, once again to Jonathan Stewart. Third down and a yard to go.
Yeah, David, and that was going to be there, and it should be there all night if the Wildcats want to take that. And the reason being is South Doyle is basically having to spread their safeties really far out and not being able to play the middle of the field. South Doyle blitzed everybody, all their inside linebackers, so Jonathan Stewart was right there in the middle, and he could have ran that in for a touchdown and split the safeties very easily if that pass was completed.
Big play, I think, in the ball game. The ball's at the 41-yard line. The Wildcats have it third down and a yard to go. 8:38 to play in the third period. 7-0 Oak Ridge. Mitchell Gibbons. Let's see if he runs it. Nope, he's going to pass it. Nope, he's going to run it, and he's not going to get it. He's going to go down. Nobody was open. Didn't make the decision quick enough, really, to run it because nobody was open, and the Wildcats, what will look like was going to be a very promising drive, is going to come to a close.
Yeah, David, and it looks like that South Doyle had watched the West film from last week where Mitchell basically sees nothing but green grass underneath because everybody had already rushed past him, all the defensive linemen had, and Mitchell just not able to escape that and pick up the first down there.
It's going to be fourth down, 6 yards to go. The ball's at the 46-yard line. Single receiver to the left. The Wildcats, Preston Turner punts it high, very high. Going to bounce, take a great Oak Ridge bounce. Going to roll inside the 10 and roll dead right at the 8-yard line. I thought for a moment, just by looking at Preston's body language, that he was going to maybe try to fake it, but he did not wisely. It'll be for the Cherokees on offense for the first down. So what was a really good-looking drive came to nothing.
Yeah, David, as Oak Ridge was not able to pick up that third down. Just thinking about it, may have been one of the things that Oak Ridge had success on last week against West in that 5 wide receiver set was motioning Kendall and either handing it off to Kendall for a few yards there or allowing Mitchell to keep it. So that may have been a possible option there on that previous third down play.
Ball's officially at the South Doyle 8-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Full house backfield once again. Gary will take the direct snap, move the ball forward for a yard. That's about it. Second down and 9 yards to go. 7:40 to play here. Boy, a turnover would be so sweet right here, James Branson.
It would, and if you could get Gary to fumble one more time, maybe a scoop and score, or even just get in a situation where you have it inside their 10 would be huge and could really change the momentum of this game.
7-0 Oak Ridge in the lead. 7:22 to play. We're in the third quarter here. Wildcats lead it. Second down, 9 yards to go. The ball is at the 9-yard line of the Cherokees. Moving towards Jackson Square. Movement on the line, and it looks like they're going to back them up 5 yards. Looked like the right tackle or right guard might have moved.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on the Cherokees. It's going to back them up even further, which is probably going to force their hand even more for Gary to keep it here. I would not be surprised, though, as the tight end was eligible on that play as the receiver, who's the quarterback out here, I think. Or excuse me, I'm wrong on that play. But the receiver's off the line of scrimmage and the tight end is on the line of scrimmage. So both of those are eligible. I would also not be surprised to see Gary run it to the Oak Ridge sideline, the weak side.
Half the distance to the goal, back to the 4-yard line. High snap. Quarterback is Gary. He does hit the sideline there, and they're going to drop him. But not before he gets the ball up to around the 16-yard line. That was scary. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, David, and it was basically, I think, Jaden Elam and Jonathan Stewart, they were on that sideline there, which was a good call by South Doyle to run it to that side because there just weren't that many defenders over there. Everybody kind of floated over to the other side.
Big play in the ball game. I've said that several times. When it's 7-0, they're all big because anything can happen. It's third down, a little bit more than a yard to go. Ball is officially at the 17-yard line of the Cherokees. Oak Ridge crowd making some noise here. Third down and a yard to go. Here's the snap to the quarterback. Hit at the line, going backwards. Down he goes! They lose yardage on the play. Jacob Bervin on the stop, and they'll be forced to punt.
Huge play there by Jacob Bervin and the entire Wildcat defense as the defensive line set the tone, didn't let anybody get past them, didn't get pushed back. The linebackers flowing and stopping Gary there, not allowing him any cutback room or any place to go. Huge play, and this is going to flip the field position for the Wildcats as Preston Turner standing at the 50-yard line.
Can't jump off sides here. Got to be really careful here. They're punting from their own end zone. Good snap. Punt is away. High kick. Preston's going to call for a fair catch and make it at the 50-yard line. And you're right. We got to get some points, though, James. Preston made a nice catch right at midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats. 6:05 to play third quarter. 7-0 Oak Ridge. We need points.
We need points, and now would be a nice, good time to take a shot if you wanted to. A little bit of change of momentum there when you get a big stop. So change of momentum, maybe take a shot down the field, see what you can get. If not, take some more time off the clock and continue to drain the clock and allow McMinn County, the Cherokees to stay on their sideline.
First down, 10 yards to go at the 50, moving away from Jackson Square. Here's the snap. Quick pass, caught. Nice block. Wildcats pick up 8 yards. They hit him out of bounds. Come on, McMinn County. Call it. They hit him out of bounds. The catch was made out there, I believe, by Jabrice. It is a gain on the play of close to 6 yards. We'll call it second down and a long 4.
Really nice job there by Mitchell getting out quick to Jabrice. Great job by the receivers out there blocking. Jonathan Stewart is one of them, and I'm not sure who the other is, as Oak Ridge has gone back to their 5 wide receiver set. On that previous play, it was Kendall Jackson toward the Oak Ridge sideline. Now it's Kendall Jackson toward the South Doyle sideline.
5:59 to play in the third quarter. Second down, 5 yards to go at the Cherokee 45-yard line. Mitchell Passing. Fires a pass. Dropped. 10-4 Cole Adams. If he catches that, 6 points right there.
Yeah, Cole walks into the end zone easily as he had already beaten his man, and it was literally just right off his fingertips. Really well-placed ball there by Mitchell. Just couldn't get it to Cole well enough to get him upfield, but he had beaten his man, number 23 for the Cherokees.
You talk about a field position battle here. Neither team really doing much of anything on offense. 3rd down 5. Ball at the 45-yard line. The Wildcats need to continue this drive here. They had great field position. You don't get it this good very often as Mitchell will pass. Fires a pass. Dropped. Hard hit. They weren't going to get anything on that play right there, and the Wildcats are going to have to punt once again.
Yeah, David, you might want to see something. Would have liked to have seen something over the middle, a quick slant, especially out of that 5 wide receiver set. They don't have anybody that can cover the middle of the field defensively, so throw it right behind their defenders as they're coming at you, and that would have been picked up the first down easily for the Wildcats, but it looks like Wildcats are going to punt it here and hopefully pin them back deep again.
Yeah, they have to punt, really. Wildcats 4th down, 5 yards to go. 5 minutes, 49 seconds to play. The ball is at the Cherokee 45-yard line, 7-0 Oak Ridge. They show, looks like they're going to bring most of their team. Preston's going to punt it. High kick, wobbly, bounding, going to roll. Going to roll inside to around the 10-yard line, and that is where it rolls dead. So once again, poor field position for the South Doyle Cherokees, and their offense will come onto the field. The Wildcats cannot generate any offense.
No, David, and I don't think it's all because of the offensive play. I think a lot of it is South Doyle's defense is really good. Let's give South Doyle some credit. They do have some great players, and in order to stop all of our weapons so far, they've done a great job. Oak Ridge has done a great job of stopping Gary as well.
It'll be for the Cherokees, 1st down, 10 yards to go. Ball is officially at the 10-yard line, 5:38 to play, 3rd quarter. Here comes Gary once again in the Wildcat. Sean Gary, 7 touchdowns in the postseason here, and he's going to take the direct snap standing back at the 5-yard line. Here's the snap. It's not a great one. He's going to be hit at the line, trying to get outside. No place to go. He's going to go down right at the 10. The Wildcats, looks like Preston Turner and one other Wildcat, might have been Jacob Burvin there for the stop. It's going to be a gain of a yard. 2nd down, 9 yards to go, 5:21 to play, 3rd quarter, 7-0 Oak Ridge.
Yeah, David, and what it looks like one of the things that South Doyle is having trouble with in that Wildcat set is Sean Gary's having to catch the snap one-handed almost, and most of the time it's going opposite of the direction that they're trying to run the ball.
They're moving towards Jackson Square here. 2nd down, 9 yards to go from the 11-yard line. Once again, direct snap to him, and this time he had a blocker in front, but he goes no place. He's dropped at the 10-yard line, might have even lost a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Yeah, David, and one of the things that you want to make sure that you're aware of here defensively is don't lose sight of your guy, because Gary can throw it out of this. He's thrown it out of this all year long, and it looks like the South Doyle Cherokees are going to come with a receiver to each side and a tight end as well.
3rd down, 9 yards to go, 4:28 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Oak Ridge on top, 7-0. The winner plays for the state championship next Friday night. Once again, from the 11-yard line. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Sean Gary running. Moves the ball, no place. Down he goes. Who's punting? South Doyle's punting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, David, and it's a little confusing here is why Gary is cutting it up. You know, he has a lead blocker out there. I believe number 28 or 24 is his lead blocker. He's not getting outside of that lead blocker. He's staying right behind him or cutting it inside of him. If you got Gary in his type of speed, you tell him to go outside until he can get green grass.
Once again, good field position, hopefully for the Wildcats here in a moment. 3:47 to play. They'll be punting from the 5-yard line this time. 4th down, 9 yards to go. Bad snap would be great right here. It's in the end zone. He punts it high, and Preston has to back on it, and he's going to have to let it bounce. It's going to take a good Oak Ridge bounce, though. It doesn't roll deep. In fact, it's going to go dead at the Cherokee, at the Wildcat 45-yard line. So, good field position. We just got to generate some offense.
Yeah, David, that was a great punt by Johnson there for South Doyle. It was about 45 yards in the air right before it bounced, and South Doyle got on the ball there. But absolutely, you're right. Great field position. Oak Ridge has really had field position all night long, just not able to finish drives. We've been able to move it and even get it down to the 30, 40-yard line, but not been able to finish drives. So you want to see Oak Ridge come up with some points here, hopefully a touchdown.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 45-yard line of Oak Ridge. 7-0 our score. 3:28 to play. Third quarter action here. Here's Mitchell once again. Kendall Jackson in the backfield with him. The Wildcats have gone away from the 5 wides. And here's the snap, a handoff to Kendall. No, it's Mitchell moving the ball. No place, lost a yard. Preston Turner got from the slot, I believe, and they lost a yard. The Wildcats just cannot get anything going. They're going to have to get, I think, going to take some shots up the field to kind of loosen them up a little bit.
Yeah, David, I think one of the things that the Oak Ridge has been able to do all night long is take those little 5- and 6-yard routes. So now that you have that, maybe do a stutter and go, maybe do a hitch route and somebody run either a corner or a go route right behind that to draw the defender's eyes and fake it to them and try to hit that deep route just like you said.
Second down, 11 yards to go after the loss at the 44-yard line. 2:48 and counting in the third quarter. 5 wides once again for Mitchell Gibbons. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 44-yard line. Second down, 11 yards to go. Man comes in motion from the home side, and it's going to be Mitchell to pass. Goes deep to Jonathan Stewart. Pass is picked off. Or what? He does pick it off. It seemed to come out of his hand weird as one of the Wildcats is down on the play. Might have been Mitchell up the field here. Might have been hit late. He's slow to get up. But it seemed like it came off his hand, and he didn't really get anything on the pass at all, and it's intercepted right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, David, as it was Mitchell down, he is up and walking off the field now under his own power, which is great to see. That was, I believe that was Jonathan Stewart on a corner route there, and Mitchell trying to put it where only Jonathan could get it. Jonathan just couldn't go up in high point. I believe the safety was playing far enough back to try to not let anything behind him on that corner route.
I think it came out of his hand wrong, though, because it kind of floated up there to him. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball officially at the 27-yard line. Quarterback hands it to Gary, and he slithers forward. And, man, I think if he had caught his balance right away, he was going to take it. He did get across the 30. Not as much yardage as I thought he was going to get. 2:17 to play third quarter. It is a gain of 5.
Huge momentum shift, too, there as it's kind of going back and forth. Very small little momentum shift. So Oak Ridge defense really needs to get a stop here and force South Doyle to punt once again because that's going to get you going offensively, hopefully.
Second down, 5 yards to go. The ball at the 32-yard line. Martin at quarterback. He's going to pass. Pass is going to be caught. Big hit by the Wildcats. They drop him all the way back at the 31-yard line. So Wildcats had great coverage out there. Lots of gray shirts.
Really nice job, especially by Preston Turner. Preston Turner took a nice little T-step and exploded up the field once he saw that, I believe that was Scott out there, had just stopped on a hitch route. And what Preston did even better was he kept his guy up so that all the people that were flowing to the ball as well were trying to come in and either tackle him or rip that football out.
Third down, 4 yards to go. The ball is at the 32-yard line. Trying to pick up a first down. There's movement on the line. Nobody across it. Minute 15 to play. Play clock is down to 12. Third down, 4 yards to go. Martin with Gary in the backfield. Martin's going to pass. Rolls, looks, fires. Pass is caught, but I think he is short of a first down. I believe he's short by about a yard, maybe 2. It should be fourth down and a yard to go, depending on the exact spot. It is fourth down. I don't think they can gamble here. It is fourth down. They do not show signs of bringing the punt team on. They are going to go for it. They're going to line it up with Martin, the quarterback. Here's the snap. And a boom! He goes down! He goes down! He goes down! Oak Ridge stops him! Cold! In his tracks! Clark Duncan rolls the dice, gets craps, and the Wildcats take over 1st and 10.
David, that was a great job by the Wildcat defense as they basically never let Gary get started. I don't think the South Doyle line was ready because Oak Ridge's defensive line came busting through there, and I don't think Gary even got 1 yard in upfield because he was stopped right as he got the handoff there. Great job by the Wildcat defense and being prepared for the no huddle.
1st and 10, the ball is at the 35-yard line of the Cherokee. 32 seconds to play. The Wildcats have to take advantage of it. Mitchell Gibbons passes, fires a pass, caught, and Or was it? Either way, it wasn't going to be a yard. They were going to lose yardage on that particular play. They keep going for the short stuff, which was there early on, but I don't think it's there as much as it was.
No, and that was a play where they have adjusted, South Doyle has, to those little short screen routes, and that was intended for Jabryce Taylor there, as they basically were able to get through the blocks and get to Jabryce Taylor very easily.
28.8 seconds to play here in the third quarter. It is second down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 35-yard line. Wildcat offense trying to get going. Let's get Kendall involved here. If we can't throw the ball, let's let him run the ball. He's got a lot of D1 offers as Mitchell's under center here. Second down, 10 yards to go. Handoff goes straight off to Kendall, and he goes nowhere. He's going to lose yardage. That's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So we have played 3 quarters of football here at Blankenship Field. We are ready for 12 minutes, and one of these two teams will be headed to the state championship ball game. Oak Ridge leads South Doyle 7-0. Back with the fourth quarter in 2 minutes. It is third down, 13 yards to go. The ball is at the Cherokee 38-yard line. The Wildcats haven't been able to take advantage of any of this great field position. Cherokees have had none. The Wildcat defense once again has been stout. Third down, 3 yards to go, 13 yards to go. Opening play of the fourth quarter. Mitchell Gibbons, receivers left and right. Let's see if they can complete a pass and get a first down. Mitchell breaking down, fires it. There's the man, incomplete. Had to throw it just a little bit quick because somebody came around the left end there, and Mitchell delivered the pass earlier. That was going to be a touchdown. Just good coverage. Well, not great coverage, but actually great pressure off the left end.
Well, David, and that's what we were talking about, trying to get the South Doyle's defensive eyes distracted as they motion Cole Adams into the backfield, which brings another defender in, but it also opens up a pass down the field, as you saw there with Jonathan Stewart, just not able to connect on him. But, man, that would have been a huge one here.
7-0, fourth down, 13 yards to go. At the 38-yard line, the Wildcats punting again. Here's the snap to Jacob Bervin. Punts it off the side of his foot, but it's going to take a good Oak Ridge bounce, and they stop it right at the 1-yard line. At the 1-yard line is where the Cherokees will take over. Great punt. Flags are down back here at the punter. Flag back down here at the punter. Let's see what that call is.
David, and if I'm correct, if it is roughing the punter, that should be a free first down as well.
Let's see, the officials going to come over. They have yet to signal anything. Now they're bringing back the rest of the crew. The flag is resting right at the 50.
The Oak Ridge declined the penalty of running into the kicker, as the punt was so good it would not have given Oak Ridge a first down, which is why they declined it. It would have been fourth and probably about 8 or so. But South Doyle is now going to have to go 99 yards if they want to tie the game.
He left his flag up here at the 50-yard line, so safety would be nice right here, as the Wildcat defense has been able to stuff them several times. Just don't want to let them get out. 11:43 to play in this ball game. 7-0, Oak Ridge in the lead. Official running back to get his flag, which is standing in the O on the OR, painted on the field here at Blankenship Field. Great crowd. Nobody is left, that's for sure, as the Wildcat lead is only 7-0. The winner to play for the state championship. Once again, Wildcat defense, what a great job they've done.
Really nice job by the Wildcat defense. You want to see them come up here with another stop, as I believe we have Gary in at Wildcat once again.
Man, he does it all for the South Doyle Cherokees. Let's get him in the backfield. Handoff goes for nothing. They drop him right at the goal line. Oak Ridge says it's a safety, but it's not. See no signal of that. It'll be no gain on the play. Second down, 10 yards to go.
Yeah, David, I'm not really sure why South Doyle is just continuing to try to pound it up the middle here, as that's what they're trying to do against Oak Ridge. It hadn't worked so far. I'd go outside on them if I were them.
11:20 to play in the ball game. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 1-yard line. The offense for the Cherokees operating in their own end zone back there. Once again, Sean Gary in the Wildcat formation, drifting over to the left. This time, he moves the ball for a gain of about 3 up to around the 5, where it'll be third down facing the Cherokees.
On that play, as we just said, Gary goes outside. He follows his two blocking backs there. I believe it was number 28 and number 99 for them. And Oak Ridge still has it inside the 5-yard line here, and it's a big third down stop here. Hopefully you get it.
Third down, 7 yards to go. The ball is at the 5-yard line. Wildcats trying to hold him again to get the ball back and try to generate some offense. 10:28 to play. Gary drifting to his right. Boom! Down he goes at the 5-yard line. Once again, Jeff Miner and his staff, big-time coaching job. Great play by the kids. It's fourth down.
Adams and Bervin all come in. Really nice job there by hemming them in, not allowing that cutback by Gary. And South Doyle is going to have to punt out of their own end zone here. The punter's heel is probably going to be right on the goal line. If we get a low or high snap here, this could change the game, David.
Fourth down, 7 yards to go. Preston standing back at the 45-yard line. 7-0 Oak Ridge, 9:50 to play in the ballgame. Here's the snap. It's good. The punt is away. Preston's going to let it bounce. He gets away from it. It's going to roll dead at the 49-yard line. I think he probably could have returned that one. It was kind of a low liner. Didn't want to turn it over. 9:37 to play in the ball game. The Oak Ridge offense on the field again.
Yeah, Preston probably could have fielded that, but being careful there, he knew he wasn't going to roll much further than that. So the Wildcats just started in their own territory, but barely. Got to get big plays here. I mean, at this point, it's got to be big plays because these little short dink and dunk plays are not working like they were in the first half.
Welcome back once again to Blankenship Field. 9:37 to play in somebody's season. I like our position better, but it's still very precarious. 7-0 is our score. The Wildcats taking advantage of a fumble in the first quarter. Cole Adams with a touchdown, and it's held up ever since. Wildcat offense is on the field, starting this drive at the 46-yard line, and play is halted. Right away, dead ball foul. 5 yards. Delay of game. How do you get a delay of game out of a timeout?
I'm very confused about this myself. They had just blown the whistle, like we hadn't even gotten lined up yet, so that's very precarious there, David.
First down, 15 yards to go. The ball at the 41-yard line. The Wildcats have got to overcome this penalty now. The Wildcats have struggled enough for offense. Mitchell Gibbons to pass, pressured, fires a pass, is going to be caught. Wildcats Jabryce Taylor, and stripped of the ball, and they've got it. They strip him of the ball, although I have not seen an official signal.
There's also a flag down on the field. It looked like there may have been a face mask there by the defender that was trying to tackle Jabryce Taylor.
They're mad. The Cherokees are mad, so indeed it's Wildcat crowd reacts here. 9:27 to play in the ballgame. Oak Ridge on top 7-0 and will retain possession.
Yeah, David, on that play, the Wildcats just motioned Cole Adams in to pick up another blocker to help give Mitchell a little bit more time to get that ball out there. And like I said, I believe Jabryce Taylor, he caught the pass and had a face mask, and so I think the face mask might override the fumble here on this scenario, and I think that's what they're discussing here and what Oak Ridge was cheering about.
McMinn County officials about to make the signal. It is a personal foul against the face masking against them, and it will give the Wildcats a first down. A 10-back of Oak Ridge first down. 9:27 to play, so Cherokees almost got the turnover they wanted. The penalty yardage stepped off here, and it's a biggie. There, guys walking all the way back to the Mayfield Dairy here as they put the ball down at around the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Yeah, David, that was probably about an 8 or 9 yard pickup plus the 15-yard penalty on top of that where the spot of the foul was. So it's a huge play for the Wildcats, especially just coming out of being penalized and ended up in 1st and 15. Now you're at 1st and 10 inside Cherokee territory.
Our old friend Taylor Clark listening to us, our broadcast tonight.
Hey, Taylor. Nice to have you listening.
Ball's at the 37-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. 9:12 to play in the ball game. 7-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats. Mitchell Gibbons hands it. Kendall Jackson. Kendall moves the pile forward to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Clock, can you go any faster? That's my question.
Interesting design there on that play by the Wildcats as Mitchell Gibbons was under center and originally had a single back formation with Kendall right behind Mitchell, motioning Cole Adams in the backfield there, trying to get Kendall the ball in a little bit different way and get him an additional blocker.
The winner plays for the state championship a week from tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time ball game at Tennessee Tech. Ball's at the 35-yard line, 8.5 minutes to play. It is second down, 8 yards to go. Wildcats in the lead, 7-0. Kendall Jackson in the backfield. The Wildcats, Cole Adams in a slot. Mitchell hands it to Kendall, picks his hole, moves the ball for about 2 more. Probably should have just hit that hole hard, but he gets positive yardage, and it's third down facing the Wildcats again. The Wildcats just cannot generate any offense.
No, David, but what they can do at this point is continue to, if we can continue to get 4 and 5 yard plays out of that, continue to milk the clock there, because I think, as you mentioned a moment ago, or you and I were talking, South Doyle has yet to pick up a first down in the second half.
7:49 to play in the ball game. Wildcats third down and 5 yards to go. The Wildcats in the shotgun once again. Mitchell Gibbons. In motion comes Cole Adams. The Wildcats in the lead, 7-0. Mitchell. Time to pass, floats it, end zone, passes there, incomplete. Heavy pressure. Wildcats went for the home run there. And Jonathan Stewart was the intended receiver, no flags. And now, James, it is fourth down and 5 yards to go. Scoreboard's wrong. It says third down. It is fourth down.
Yeah, David, and it looks like the Oak Ridge is right now leaving their offense out on the field as realizing that they need this and need to pick it up, need to keep going, because their defense, if you don't get it here, the defense has proven that they'll stop it.
Yeah, you hope so. The Wildcats need 5 here. Fourth down, 5 yards to go. Maybe get them jump off sides here. Cole comes in motion once again. Mitchell at quarterback. There's movement. They jump across the line. They jumped across. That's a 5-yard penalty. The Wildcats should have a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. Step that 5 yards off. And they do. They jumped off. The cadence by Mitchell Gibbons, I think, was enough to get him to go across the line. Does the signal, is it a first down? It is indeed a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Yeah, David, that's one thing that the Wildcats really haven't shown this year is a freeze play, basically, where you get up to the line and basically call your cadence. If nobody jumps off, then you just go and call a timeout and get the special teams out there.
First and 10 Wildcats at the 27-yard line of the Cherokees, leading 7-0. Mitchell to Kendall Jackson. No place to go. Reverses field. And cuts to the outside. Needs a block. Moves the ball and lost a ton of yards back here at the 35-yard line. That's a loss of 8. You got to keep going forward. You got to keep going forward.
Yeah, David, and especially with the South Doyle defense. South Doyle has done a really good job of not letting Kendall outside, and that backside, people did not fall asleep on the backside of South Doyle there, and Kendall just basically had nowhere to go. You just got to get upfield in those scenarios. Fall down and get, if it's -2 it is, but you don't need -8.
Second down, 18 yards to go, 6 minutes, 46 seconds to play in somebody's season. Oak Ridge on top, line of scrimmage now all the way back here at the 35-yard line. It was the 27. Second down, 18. Mitchell Gibbons, Jabryce in motion. Jabryce gets the handoff, cuts to the outside, and goes down. Wildcats cannot generate any offense. You got to credit South Doyle's defense. They have really been stout, but the Wildcats have hurt themselves a little bit as well. Third down, 18 yards to go, 6:10 to play in the ball game.
Yeah, David, as Jabryce just kind of continued to go outside there, had a block from Kendall Jackson, but got tripped up by number 33, Harold there for South Doyle, who came all the way from the backside to do that. So Oak Ridge in a long third down here again, got to convert it somehow, some way.
Kendall, I think, might have negative yardage in the ball game. We'll check that as the Wildcats let the play clock go down. We're down to 5 seconds. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and Coach Gaddis calls a timeout. 5:39 to play in the ballgame. The Wildcats on top of South Doyle, the Cherokees, 7-0. Third down, 20 yards to go. The Wildcats with 5:39 on the clock, leading 7-0. Mitchell Gibbons Wildcats with Cole in motion. Brandon Hayward split to the left side. Single coverage on him. Mitchell's going to pass. No, he's going to run. He's got a lot of running room. He's taking off. Down the field he goes. Does he pick up a 10 back of Oak Ridge? First down. Does he even get more? He takes it to the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown. Mitchell Gibbons scores. The Wildcats 13-0. Pandemonium reigns in the Oak Ridge stands. Mitchell Gibbons takes it in. 13-0 Wildcats.
Yeah, David, really nice play there by Mitchell as he motioned Cole Adams into the backfield. As you said, Cole was able to pick up the block, and Mitchell saw nothing but green grass, obviously, and he went it all the way into the end zone because all the other receivers were to the other side. Great play, well designed, great execution by Mitchell Gibbons.
13-0 Wildcats. Efren Rodriguez splits the uprights, and it's 14-0. 5 minutes, 27 seconds away from the state championship ball game. Can they hold on? We'll come back to see if they can. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. 5 minutes, 27 seconds to play. What a big touchdown by Mitchell Gibbons to give the Wildcats a little bit of insurance.
Looks like it's going to be a pop-up kick here, David, as they have now moved Gary back deep to possibly field the kick.
5:27 to play. Here's the kick. He does pop it up, and it's going to be returnable. They return it at the 20. Wildcats trying to hem him in. They do. They'll drop him right at the 27-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. It kind of takes Sean Gary out of the equation a little bit more here. They're going to have to start throwing the football. They haven't been able to move the ball on the ground with him. They're down 2 scores now.
Yeah, David, and as you mentioned, being down by 2 scores, you can still get Gary the football, and obviously Martin has shown that he can complete the deep pass, but one thing you might see here is a couple screens to Gary to see if he can get him out in space that way.
Wildcat defense trying to post another shutout here. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball is at the 26-yard line. 14-0 Oak Ridge in the lead. Quarterback, Martin, back to pass. Across the way, pass is wide open, and they might take it all the way down. Breakdown in the coverage. Cole Adams was defending. They've got it all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, David, that was number 99 for them as Gary there basically faked the handoff. Martin faked it to Gary, and the number 99 for them, I believe was at tight end, just ran a post route there, and Cole Adams had to chase him down, and it looks like it's about the 31-yard line.
You knew they were going to have to pass there, and it'll be first down, 10 yards to go at the 31-yard line. Biggest penetration for the Cherokees, I think, the whole ball game. 5:13 to play in the ball game, 14-0 our score. Martin, the quarterback. Wildcats showing blitz, getting pressure. He's sacked! Jackson Adams drops him to the turf at the 34-yard line. It'll be second down and long.
Really nice job there, as obviously they're trying to throw the ball deep and trying to preserve as much of the clock as possible. What allowed that to happen is Jaden Elam came off the edge on a blitz as well. He took the place of the tight end. Jackson Adams just basically went right inside the tackle there and got to Martin very easily to force a second and long.
4 minutes, 43 seconds and counting in the ballgame. 14-0 Oak Ridge. Winner plays for the state championship. Martin, second down, 15 yards to go. Back to pass again. Struggle, sacked again. Down he goes. The Wildcats drop him once again. Ethan Hewitt makes the sack. Great job for him. It's 3rd and 16. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to play.
Yeah, David, and what you see out of that is obviously the Wildcats are having to play the best people both ways. And Ethan Hewitt, a big body, quick as well, able to get you that speed on the defensive line.
3rd down, 16 yards to go. The ball at the 37-yard line. Back to pass again. Screen pass is caught. This is going to drop him. Nowhere to go. It's going to be 4th and eternity for the Cherokees. Their season is on the line here, James Branson.
It is on the line here as it looks like we have a flag on the field. It could be possibly that there was an illegal man downfield on the reception that's in the area of that, or it could be a holding call. But either way, really nice job there by Cole Adams on the screen pass. He was paying attention and forced it. He wasn't able to make the tackle, but he forced it inside to allow his other teammates to rally around the ball.
The official going to step it off. They're talking about it. The ball is going to be no flag on the play. So it's going to be fourth down, 16 yards to go, 3:50 to play in somebody's season. The winner plays for the state championship. 3:40 to play, and it looks like Coach Duncan has called a timeout. The Oak Ridge crowd going nuts. Fourth down, 16 yards to go. Oak Ridge crowd making a tremendous amount of noise. And now Coach Gaddis calls a timeout. Didn't really like the way they were lined up, and he wants to talk it over. Coach Miner, the defensive coordinator of the Wildcats. What a great job all of these coaches have done all year long to get us to this point. Jeff Miner, Brian Wyatt, Chad Hodge, Barry Saunders in his 100th playoff game for Oak Ridge. Wow, that's crazy. Winston Russell, nearly 100. John Spratling, along with Tyler Jarnigan, just kidding. Justin Pace, Zach James, along with Ted Mitchell. The trainer is Brian Leffler. What a great job these guys have done.
They've done a great job, David, and I was just thinking, we started 2-3. To think about that, we started 2-3. Now, we played some great teams earlier in the season, but a 2-3 start, the Wildcats, if they continue to hold on here the last 3 minutes, a 9-game winning streak, and you're peaking at the right time, and you're playing your best ball at the right time as well.
3 minutes, 46 seconds to play. Appreciate our camera guys, Lee and William Wexler, along with Christian Rosas Rodriguez, Matthew Charles, Jordan Osborne, Brian Bennett at the station, Mike Sheehan, Mark and Shauna Haste, Alex Myers. Here we go. Fourth down, 16 yards to go. Cherokees need 16 to keep this drive going. They're down 14-0 with 3:46 to play. The snap, pressure, he is sacked! Sacked! The Wildcats drop him right up the gut, and with 3:40 to play, I'm beginning to think it's going to happen, James Branson. The Wildcats up 14-0. Cherokees down to only, I believe, 2 timeouts remaining. The Wildcats up 2 scores, and it looks like it might happen. We'll wait, though.
Yeah, David, and a huge play there by Jackson Adams, just coming off the edge with his hair on fire there, and a huge thing as well on that. The Wildcats are at almost right at the 50-yard line, so a huge play all the way around there. Defensively, offensively, move the chains, pick up probably 1 first down, and you have the game.
3 minutes, 40 seconds to play. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Mitchell Gibbons under center. Hands it off. Kendall Jackson. Kendall breaks a tackle on the Oak Ridge sideline, goes out of bounds. You want to stay in bounds, and Coach Gaddis just said, stay in bounds. Go out of bounds. The clock is the enemy of the South Doyle Cherokees. It is a gain on the play of 2, but not much time going off the clock.
No, David, and obviously just stay in bounds, stay to the wide side of the field. If you're going to run it each time, stay to the wide side of the field. Obviously no incompletions, but the Wildcats here are almost into South Doyle territory as we have 3:34 left on the clock.
Ball is at the 50-yard line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Wildcats quarterback Mitchell Gibbons under center. Cole comes in motion. 3:34 to play. Kendall Jackson straight up the gut running. Moves the ball for a gain of about 4. And it's now going to be 3rd down facing the Wildcats. And let's see if the Cherokees, they're going to have to preserve their timeouts here. The Wildcats, 3rd down, about 3 yards to go. 3:17 to play and counting. Play clock, still have about 30 seconds on it. I'm sure they'll take all of that off. Wildcats need a 1st down. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. 14-0, Oak Ridge in the lead. Wildcats quickly to the line, too quickly to the line. They can let 17 seconds tick off the clock here. Wildcats, 3rd down and 4. Trying to get them to jump off sides. They didn't. Play clock down to 7 seconds. 2:49 to play. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Mitchell Gibbons showing a blitz. He rolls to his right and is sacked.
Good decision there by Mitchell Gibbons, just rolling out, forcing South Doyle. It looks like they're going to have to use one of their timeouts. Mitchell going down at the 49-yard line of the Cherokees and basically not going out of the bounds, forcing South Doyle to use the timeout.
2 minutes, 37 seconds to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge on top, 14-0 over the South Doyle Cherokees. The Wildcats have posted one shutout in the postseason this year, and the Wildcats trying to get a semifinal round shutout against these Cherokees. The Wildcats trying to get back to the state championship ball game for the first time in 15 years. I know that sounds like, wow, it's been 15 years. Think of all the teams in the state of Tennessee who have never been to the state championship game, and we're complaining that we haven't been in 15 years.
Yeah, David, it's a very weird scenario. Obviously, it's a long time for the Wildcats feeling like not getting back there, but anytime you get to that point, it's a special opportunity. I was just thinking, reflecting back to 15 years ago, T.C. Jennings in the state championship game ran a fake punt on 4th down. Might see either Bervin or Preston Turner. We know that they've done it in the past. Either one could do it here in this scenario with 4th and 8.
2 minutes, 37 seconds to play in the ball game. 4th down, 8 yards to go. The Wildcats are in punt formation for the first time, really, in a real punt formation. They're going to have Jacob Bervin standing back deep. Preston Turner is an up back, so they're not side by side for the first time this season. 2:37 to play, and now Coach Gaddis has to burn one of his timeouts. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. The Wildcats high snap. Jacob Bervin gets a great one off once again. It's going to be fielded on a dead run by the Cherokees, and the Wildcats made a great open field tackle. The Wildcats, is that Jalen Hayward down there to make the stop? I think it is. The Wildcats in the lead, 14-0, a 2-score lead, 2:27 to play in the ball game. The winner plays for the state championship against either Henry County Patriots or Summit.
Yeah, David, and you think about this, 15 years ago in this scenario, Oak Ridge was up 17-0 over Riverdale and probably really never felt safe at that point, kind of like you do with a 14-point lead here. Don't really feel too confident just yet.
Especially after that long pass play a few moments ago. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 17-yard line of the Cherokees. Martin with Gary in the backfield, but he's been almost useless since they fell behind 14-0. He's going to pass again, goes deep, he beats his man, he makes the catch again. Wide open inside the 50. Wildcats make the stop finally up here at the 35-yard line. Once again, back-to-back big, long plays on first down to get them into great field position. This is when the Wildcats came alive.
Yeah, David, and that was Sisler on that play, just going up against Preston Turner there.
2 minutes, 10 seconds to play, 14-0 our score. Fumble! Quarterback picks it up, running out of bounds, and gets bumped out of bounds hard at around the 27-yard line by Jacob Bervin. 2 minutes, 1 second to play. The snap was bad, but it kind of put the quarterback in good position to run.
Yeah, David, as he just rolled out, a ball just really popped right back up to him as Jacob Bervin was able to get him down. A nice tackle, nice hit there by Jacob Bervin. Unfortunately, he went out of bounds to stop the clock.
This game is long from over here. Second down, then a yard to go. 2 minutes to play in the ball game. 14-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats showing blitz once again. Martin makes the snap. Play is halted. Somebody might have jumped off sides.
It looks like it was thrown by the line judge on the Oak Ridge sideline here, as it looks like it is going to be false start on the Cherokees there. So it's going to back them up and put them in a 2nd and 6 scenario, David.
Minute 59 to play, 14-0. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge on top. Most of the crowd still in attendance here at Blankenship Field, and what has been a from start to finish. 14-0 Wildcats. Here comes the Cherokees to the line. Second down, 6 yards to go. 3 receivers split to the left. Got to have good coverage. Ball game is far from over. 2nd and 6. The Wildcats showing blitz on Martin. Here's a quick pass. It's going to be caught, and he breaks the tackle, moves the ball up the field, and then is tackled at the 20-yard line. That is a first down. Wildcats get a game-saving tackle. He broke 2 to get to where he was.
Yeah, David, that's Sisler there on just a slant route. Fortunately for the Wildcats, though, he decided to run to east and west, not north and south, so he didn't get too far after that first down.
Minute 43 and counting. The ball is at the 20-yard line of Oak Ridge. First down, 10 yards to go. Martin to pass. Throws it into the end zone. Incomplete. It's 2nd and 10. 93 seconds to play in somebody's season.
huge play there just by putting pressure on Martin there, forcing him to throw it out of bounds as Matthew Swigert was the closest person there. And, man, how huge was that Mitchell Gibbons touchdown run now that we have a 2-score lead and they have to basically every throw has to go to the end zone.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 19-yard line of Oak Ridge. Martin at quarterback. 2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz again. Quarterback rolls, fires a pass. Intercepted, Oak Ridge! Preston Turner is going to win this game for your Oak Ridge Wildcats. Preston Turner, yes, sirree!
Great job there by Preston. He basically just read the quarterback's eyes. The quarterback was rolling out, Martin was, and he was trying to throw it to a little out route. Preston stuck his foot in the ground, and just cut right in front of that pass and easily picked it off and sealed the deal for the Wildcats.
1 minute, 27 seconds to play. The Wildcats in the lead, 14-0. Oak Ridge, a minute 27 away from playing in the state championship ball game. The Wildcats are in the victory formation. South Doyle can do absolutely nothing, and the Wildcats, for the first time in 15 years, will be headed to the state championship ball game to take on either Henry County or Summit. The Wildcats with another opportunity to win a gold ball and bring it back home to Oak Ridge High School. 1 minute to play. We're ticking it on down. James Branson, Alex Myers, a host of others are headed down to Blankenship Field for post-game interviews. The celebration will begin in 48 seconds. The victory formation, it's 2nd and 12. The Wildcats are going to win this game. South Doyle knows it. 40 seconds to play. The Cherokees already hanging their heads. Down to the field they go. Celebration beginning in the stands. Celebration beginning on the field. The Cardinal and Gray are headed to Tennessee Tech to play for the state championship, as the Wildcats celebration might have been a little bit premature as the Cherokees head off the field. 16 seconds to play. The Wildcats 12 seconds away. 14-0 will be your final score. The clock is ticking down. It's going to be a delay of game. They don't have enough time. The game is over. Oak Ridge has won and will play for the state championship on Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, against either Henry County or Summit. Pandemonium in the stands. The celebration down on Blankenship Field. 2005 was the last time Oak Ridge played in a state championship game. They posted a shutout right here at Blankenship Field, a 17-0 shutout over the Riverdale Warriors. The South Doyle Cherokees come to Blankenship Field. The Wildcats post a shutout. 14-0 is your final score. The Wildcats 11-3, 9 consecutive wins for the Wildcats and Oak Ridge. Many people, when this season began, never would have dreamed this team would have made it. Only people who knew they could are the ones in the city of Oak Ridge, the guys on the team, the coaching staff, the fans all across the world that follow Oak Ridge sports. The Wildcats have come and had an outstanding season, and it's not over. It's going to continue next week at Tennessee Tech, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Wildcats 2-3 at one point. A humiliating loss to the Farragut Admirals. They come back and they lose to Due West the very next week. That was September the 17th. The Wildcats have not lost a ball game since. They have rolled through their season. Got a COVID win on the way against the Fulton Falcons. But in the playoffs, the Wildcat defense, led by Jeff Miner and those guys, those gritty guys, they're not big, they're fast, they're quick, they're very gutty players. Posting a shutout here. The defense has won it all season long for the Wildcats. The offense at times has been really good. Tonight they faced a very, very good South Doyle defense, and tonight the Wildcats got enough. The Wildcats recovering a fumble, took it in for a score. Their second score, the icing on the cake. The senior quarterback taking it in for the score, and Oak Ridge is going to play for the state championship. As the Wildcat head coach Joe Gaddis, he's been there before with the Wildcats. You got to go all the way back to 1991. I told him the other day, although he's much older than me, I said to him, you know what, Coach? You and I aren't getting any younger. This might be one of our last chances to get a chance to win a state championship. And he said something words to the effect of, even though he's older than me, he said, well, you'll go before me, but yeah, let's go ahead and get it done this year. And the Wildcats are one win away from the gold ball. And you've been with us all season long on FM 92.7, FM 94.7, prepradio.com. The post-game show will start here in a few short moments. The Wildcats huddling, pictures being made. The Wildcats, their final game here at Blankenship Field for a great senior class. The season continues next week, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Why don't we take a quick break? The Betsy Coleman Realty postgame show will begin in 2 minutes. 14-0, the Wildcats win. Back in 2 minutes.
James Branson down here at Blankenship Field, joined listening to Coach Gaddis give his final thoughts to the players here. He's talking about how we started 2-3, how he's never had a team start 2-3 and respond this way, win 9 straight games. He talked about the defense, this being their 6th shutout of the season, getting a shutout in a semifinal round game against a really good running back in Gary, talking about how well he had played really all season. While we're standing here, just looking at some of the players celebrating. While Coach Miner is over here listening to Coach Gaddis' speech. Coach, your defense put up 0 points. You allowed 0 points for the other team. How much preparation and time did that put in, and how proud are you of these guys?
Super proud. They play great. You know, those guys make me look like I know what I'm doing. You know, our coaches, Coach Pace and Coach Jernigan and Coach Wyatt and Coach Hodge, those are 4 of our position coaches, and I coach linebackers, and, you know, those guys just did a great job preparing them. I mean, we didn't take them easy. I mean, we knew they were a good team, but we try to put in the same preparation every week and try to know them inside and out, and play with good discipline, and, you know, do our jobs and run to the ball and be good tacklers. And, you know, you just got to credit the 11 guys. Well, I don't know, we probably played about 13 or 14 tonight, but those guys who were out there they did a heck of a job. And I don't know what 21's numbers were, but he didn't get much tonight. And you know, they didn't, outside of 2 or 3 big passes, they didn't get much going. And I can't be prouder of these guys. You know, like I said, they make us look like we know what we're doing, and they're just really good football players, and they're a great group to work with, and love them, and just really glad we get to spend another week with them.
Coach, you basically your defense started and ended the game. You started with a fumble recovery, and you were able to punch it in there, and then you ended it with Preston Turner picking it off there. How huge was that first turnover, though? Oh,
clearly it was huge. You know, we scored off of it. We put ourselves in good field position, and we've been pretty good. I don't keep up with the numbers, but I would imagine we're on the plus side of the turnover margin this year. Our offense has done a great job not turning it over. Our defense has done a great job turning it over, scoring, those kind of things. And so, you know, turnovers are always big. That's the one thing that you just can't account for. And so, it's always, turnovers are always big. And, you know, we definitely wanted to keep the 0 on the scoreboard. And so that last interception was big. You know, we probably would have won it anyway, but keeping the 0 was just a source of pride for us.
Coach, you didn't get to play in one. You got to coach in one in 2005. You get to go back. How special is this for you?
Oh, it's always special. You know, got to go to one. Got to go coach in one. Got to go coach in one, and, you know, really hate we didn't win it. You know, we think about it. There aren't many days of my life I don't think about that, and so, you know, we've got another opportunity, and you know, we just want to go make the most of this one.
Coach, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk to some of our players here now.
Yeah, talk to them. They deserve it.
Joined down here by a couple of our players here. We're looking for Mitchell Gibbons, and we got several guys that we'll try to get in here. Obviously, Coach Gaddis is fired up. But joined here first by Cole Adams. Cole, I think I don't know if it was you or if it was somebody else, but talked about how starting the game with you having a touchdown has kind of been key in this run that you guys have had, 9 straight games. Right. Obviously, you want to win a 10th, because if you win a 10th, you win a state championship. Right. But how cool was that just to go out and get another touchdown there to start the game?
I mean, I think that's the 5th or 6th one, but that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that shutout right there, 14-0. And winning the state championship.
Cole, talk a little bit about that play that got you in the end zone. It looked like a little out route there to Mitchell, and you just kept fighting and never gave up.
Yeah, so it was like a corner, and then I ran the arrow route, and I got it, and there was no way I wasn't going to get in the end zone. There was no way I was going to find my way through if it meant 10 people were tackling me.
Now, Cole, you guys had a little bit of a different scheme this week. You obviously moved your safeties a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage to prevent Gary from getting too many yards. That's a good thing when you're packing the box, but it's also a possible threat in that if he slips 1 or 2 tackles, he could get away. You guys did an amazing job tonight. Talk a little bit about the preparation for that.
I mean, we spent all week with a really good scout team showing a good example of what they did. So we stopped the run. They had a couple good late passes. I mean, I lost coverage. He beat me deep. He cut inside of me and kept going. I was like, crap. And then another one, but he made up for it with the interception. So,
Cole, to come back home, you were fighting all playoff long. Get one more fourth-round game, game at home, game at Blankenship. How cool is it to win your absolute last game here and know you're going to a state championship?
It's the greatest feeling. I mean, it was the whole Blankenship was packed. I haven't ever been a part of a team like that since like Catholic my sophomore year. So it's super special. We have a really, really, really good community.
Cole, we appreciate all your hard work this year. Obviously, it's paid off. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Also joined here by the man that sealed the deal himself, Preston Turner. Preston, another huge interception, this time sealing the deal. Let's just talk about that play, and then we'll talk about the other stuff later. Talk about that play and what you saw to allow you to pick that off.
Well, my man, he was ready to go. Like, I knew he was ready to go. And then the second receiver, he ran a 10-yard out, and I just looked at the quarterback's eyes, and he told me where the ball was going.
So you picked it off. Did you trip, or were you trying to keep running? What happened on that play there?
I think somebody tripped me. I don't know.
So all week long, it seemed like you guys were in a lot of man coverage on your receiver to that side because the goal was to stop Gary. If you stop Gary, you shut down South Doyle. Talk about the preparation this week and the coaching staff and what they did for you.
They made us come focused and ready to practice. That's what they did.
Preston, offensively, we saw you a little bit more tonight. Got a few catches here and there and was able to get the ball into the end zone offensively. You guys were. Talk about how important that first touchdown was after that turnover.
After the turnover?
After the fumble that started the game there, you guys got the first touchdown. Talk about how important that was.
It was really important because the momentum, it shifted to our side, and we just kept going with it.
Preston, you guys had basically one more game at home. You knew it was one more game. You're fighting for the whole playoffs to get this last game at Blankenship. How cool is it to go out with your last win at Blankenship, go into a state championship game?
It feels really great. I just don't know what to say.
Obviously, Preston is speechless. Preston, you've had a great year. Talking about whoever we play next week in the state championship game, talk about how important it is to continue to prepare and get better because you can't say, obviously it's your last one, you can't take a week off.
The mission's not over. We wanted to win a state championship, so we just got to come ready to play.
Preston, congratulations. Actually, one more, Preston. You guys started 2-3. Think about that for a moment. Everybody was counting you out. Losing record to start the season. You're now 9-game winning streak. What has contributed to that?
Just everybody coming ready to practice. That's it.
Preston, congratulations on the win. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Joined here by Jackson Adams, senior, probably the captain of the team here. Jackson, the huge fourth down stop for you. You came off the edge, got to the quarterback, something that we hadn't had an opportunity to do a whole lot tonight. What happened on that play to allow you to make it?
I don't even. I came from the B gap. Kai was coming off the edge, and I just hit him with a push pull, and I just beat him there. And I don't know I don't even know, everything was going so fast. It's like hard to remember what happened. I was just going I I was unconscious. I don't know.
Jackson, you guys had a lot of people playing both ways tonight. Ethan Hewitt, yourself, a lot of the line. Talk about the dedication and commitment it took to make that happen, because that's not something, basically because of injuries, we've had to do this.
You know, all of us, we love it so much. We want to win so bad. We'll do whatever it takes. My body's going to be hurting tomorrow. After the West game, my body was hurting, so I'm going to make sure to ice up, and I'm sure Ethan will too.
Jackson, as a senior, you know this is your last game at Blankenship Field, win, lose, or draw, and you guys came away with the win. How cool is that your last win is at Blankenship Field and you're going to play for a state championship?
It's surreal. I mean, that's the last time I'm going to hear that bell in this uniform, but it's surreal. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know.
So, Jackson, something that's kind of cool for you, your dad played for one when he was a sophomore. He was on the team in 91. You're a senior playing for a state championship 29 years later. How cool is that, an experience that you can share with him?
It's awesome. I mean, he's my principal now, which is also cool. I don't know, maybe he's good luck, but don't tell him I said that because it'll go to his head. But it's awesome to be able to experience that with him. And, you know, being able to practice on Thanksgiving, he said that was his favorite practice, and I can see why. It's just surreal. Everything, it's crazy.
Jackson, you guys started 2-3. What did it take? Just knowing the confidence in your team and yourself, your group of guys, because everybody counted you out. What did it take week in and week out to get you guys to a 9-game winning streak and playing for a state championship?
It took a lot of grit. I mean, when people are looking at you in your eyes and telling you you're going to lose every week, I mean, the first week I guess it got to us a little bit, but after that it was smooth sailing because we know we have each other. We're a family. You can tell. I mean, from freshman year we went undefeated to now we're going to state championship. We're as close as it gets, and, you know, we never doubt each other, and that's just how it's always been.
Jackson, obviously next week's a big week. Congratulations on the win. Hopefully we'll get to see you next week.
Thank you.
Coach, first off, just congratulations on the win. One of the things that you mentioned, starting 2-3, everybody counted you out. Nobody wanted you here, and now you're here playing for a state championship. How special is it?
It's so special. Just the Oak Ridge fans, the Oak Ridge community, they've been waiting for this for so long. I mean, 2010 was a semifinal trip at Maryville that ended in defeat. 2005 won the semis and then lost, but that was a great team and a great season. You know, it's been a long time in coming, and, you know, I'm thrilled for our football team, thrilled for our seniors, thrilled for the high school. Thrilled for the community, these great fans. This was like a game back in the 80s and 90s. You know, big crowd, very loud, and we're going back to the state championship.
Coach, just some of the key plays here that stuck out, and a lot of senior-laden plays. Mitchell Gibbons with a 3rd and 20 touchdown. You got Jackson Adams, huge 4th down sack. You got Preston Turner. Like, everywhere across the board, you guys had seniors making plays. How much have they taken the lead in this team?
Well, you know, when we were 2-3, September 18th, you know, our seniors were not going to be denied. You know, I don't know if they did anything in particular, but they just fought and led this football team back. You know, we've won 9 in a row now, I guess. And, you know, and like I said, the teams we beat in this 9-game stretch, they've been really good teams. I mean, like I said earlier to somebody else, we beat Powell, we beat West, we beat Mount Juliet, we beat Ray County, we beat South Doyle, and those are good football teams. And for our seniors to lead us through that, from a 2-3 record, if we were a bunch of front runners, no way in the world we'd do that. They sucked. I've never been more proud of a football team for the way we've come back from really a terrible start.
Coach, how huge was your defense tonight, getting the shutout? And obviously that's key, because if you get a shutout, you've taken care of your job against Sean Gary.
No question about it. You know, I felt good about our defense. You know, a team that runs the ball almost exclusively is going to have a hard time with us. Jeff Miner did a great job, and I knew he would, putting a defensive plan together. Our kids executed it to perfection pretty much, aside from a couple of passes at the end after we're up 14-0. But, you know, great defensive game plan, great execution. Our defense has been like that all year except for 1 week, 1 game. And, you know, offensively we did just enough to win. I thought their defensive front was probably the best we faced. You know, maybe overall the West defense is better, but I don't know that. South Doyle may be as good as anybody we faced, but their front was tough.
even your special teams, except for one play tonight, really came in handy. Punts, almost all. You had several inside the 10 and even close to the 5-yard line. The missed field goal is what it was, but you took care of the extra points. And even on your kickoffs, you adjusted to what South Doyle's adjustment was and where they placed Gary.
We did a heck of a job. You know, I talked to him Sunday, and I made it abundantly clear to both our staff, which I didn't have to the staff, but to the team, we would not kick the ball to Sean Gary under any circumstances. So when he came over here to the pop-up position, we kicked it deep left. When he finally lined up in the middle, we popped it up to the right. And he just wasn't going to touch the ball on kickoffs. He's too dangerous. And we did a good job executing that. We did a good job on punts. We did a good job on punt return. You know, kickoff return, we had one, and that's what we talked about all week. Just let them do it once. They'll kick it in the end zone. You know, we're not going to win that field position battle, but our special teams, except for the missed field goal or blocked field goal, thought we did a good job. And, you know, we won, I guess, all three phases, even though the offense, you know, wasn't much, but we did enough to win.